Ken Jacobs. He was an American experimental filmmaker whose work frequently incorporated found footage that he re-edited and altered to create new meanings. In addition to his collage-style films, he also directed projects featuring his own original footage. In 1963, he directed Blonde Cobra, a short film featuring Jack Smith, who that same year created Flaming Creatures. Jacobs followed in 1969 with Tom, the Piper's Son, in which he reworked and reinterpreted a 1905 silent short by manipulating its footage, a film now regarded as one of the earliest examples of cinematic deconstruction. The work was added to the National Film Registry in 2007. Another of his major projects, Star Spangled to Death, 2004, runs nearly 7 hours and is composed primarily of found footage. Jacobs began assembling material for it in 1957, and the project took 47 years to complete. Died October 5, 2025, at the age of 92 years, due to kidney failure. Lotte Ledl. She was an Austrian actress of film, television, and stage. Over a career spanning more than 7 decades, she became known as one of Austria's most respected character actresses, appearing in more than 120 film and television productions. She developed an early interest in performing arts and studied acting at the Max Reinhardt Seminar, one of Austria's most prestigious drama schools. Ledl began her acting career in the early 1950s, performing at several of Austria's leading theaters, among them the Theater in der Großstadt and the Vienna Burgtheater. She achieved national prominence with her film debut in The Forester of the Silver Forest, 1954, a hallmark of the Heimat film genre and one of Austria's most successful post-war films. Died October 5, 2025, at the age of 95 years. Dennis Trudeau. He was a Canadian journalist and broadcaster, best known for his long association with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Over the course of his career, he worked in Montreal as a host and news anchor for several of the network's radio and television programs. He studied political science and philosophy at the University of Ottawa and later earned a degree in journalism from the University of Western Ontario. Trudeau began his journalism career in the 1970s, working as a reporter for the Montreal Star and Montreal Gazette, covering Quebec politics and national affairs. In 1987, Trudeau transitioned to CBC television, where he became a well-known face to English-speaking audiences in Quebec. He anchored CBC Newswatch in Montreal from 1987 until his retirement in 2006. He also hosted events and conducted media training workshops through his own communications business. Died October 6, 2025, at the age of 77 years, due to cancer. Franz Josef Wagner. He was a German journalist and author who served as editor-in-chief of Bunt and later of the tabloid BZ. He also founded the German edition of Elle magazine and authored several books, one of which was later adapted for television. In the early 1960s, he began his journalism career with Bild in Munich. By 1966, Wagner had joined the Axel Springer publishing group in Hamburg, where he also worked for a period as a war correspondent. In 1988, he transitioned to Hubert Burda Media in Munich, serving as editor-in-chief of Bunt. That same year, alongside fellow journalist Gunter Prinz, he helped launch the German editions of Elle and Superillu magazines. He was born 1943 and died October 7, 2025, at the age of 82 years. Claire Celsi. She was an American politician and businesswoman who served in the Iowa Senate, representing District 16 in central Iowa. A member of the Democratic Party, Celsi held the seat from 2019 until her death in 2025. In addition to her political career, she founded and operated a marketing and public relations agency, the Public Relations Project, which she incorporated in 2009. In 2002, she left the Des Moines Public Library to join the marketing agency Flynn Wright as a public relations executive. 2 years later, in 2004, she took on a similar role at the firm Strategic America. Celsi won the Democratic primary on June 5, 2018, defeating Connie Ryan, and later prevailed over Republican candidate Brian Bales in the general election that November. She was re-elected in 2022, defeating Republican challenger Bradley D. Price of West Des Moines with 58% of the vote, according to unofficial results. Died October 6, 2025, at the age of 59 years, due to undisclosed illness. Sir John Gurdon. He was a British developmental biologist recognized for his groundbreaking work in nuclear transplantation and the early development of cloning research. Awarded the Lasker Award in 2009, he shared the 2012 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine with Shinya Yamanaka for discovering that mature cells can be reprogrammed to become stem cells. Gurdon spent much of his research career at the MRC Laboratory of Molecular Biology and later in the Department of Zoology at the University of Cambridge. In 1989, he co-founded the Wellcome/CRC Institute for Cell Biology and Cancer, which was renamed the Gurdon Institute in his honor in 2004. He served as its chairman until 2001. Gurdon was a member of the Nuffield Council on Bioethics in 1991 and served as Master of Magdalene College, Cambridge, from 1995. He was elected a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 1978 and the United States National Academy of Sciences in 1980. Died October 7, 2025, at the age of 92 years. Joan Bennett Kennedy. She was an American socialite, author, and advocate, best known as the first wife of U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy. In 1992, she published a guide to classical music and later became involved in mental health awareness, using her own experiences to highlight issues related to addiction and recovery. In 1982, Bennett earned a master's degree in education from Lesley College, now Lesley University. As a teenager, she worked as a model, appearing in television advertisements. In 1992, she published The Joy of Classical Music, a guide for you and your family. Kennedy was active in children's charities, remained an accomplished pianist, and taught classical music to children. She attended Ted Kennedy's funeral at the Kennedy compound in Hyannisport. As of 2005, she lived in Boston, Massachusetts, and Cape Cod. She was born 1936 and died October 8, at the age of 89 years, died at her home. Halid Bešlić. He was a Bosnian folk singer and musician who performed professionally from 1979 until his death in 2025. His career was among the most successful in the former Yugoslavia and continued to flourish across the Balkans. He began performing in local restaurants and after several years released his first recordings, 8 singles between 1979 and 1982. His debut studio album, titled Sajidi Sterak, Grey Old Man, was released in 1981. By 1984, his popularity grew significantly, with songs like I Don't Want Diamonds, and Always, Always Be Happy, gaining wide recognition across Yugoslavia. In the 1990s, amid the breakup of Yugoslavia and the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bešlić organized over 500 humanitarian concerts throughout Europe to support victims from his homeland. Over the course of his career, he released 18 albums and performed at numerous concerts across the region. Died October 7 at the age of 71 years due to liver problems.